You might have the friendliest contact center on the planet, but odds are good that when a customer calls twice in a row, it's not because they're looking to shoot the breeze or catch up with their favorite agent. Repeat callers are typically frustrated callers, and the reality is, they're a massive drain on a contact center's time, resources, and capital. I mean, they might even be inflating your call metrics to a point that you don't even know how many unique callers you're actually getting. So let's take on repeat calls. Now, if you need to repeat this podcast a few times to get all the goodies, I'll understand. Welcome to Snackable CX, where we break down our best resources into bite-sized guidance on how to stand out and be known for your customer experience. I'm Sam Salerno, here from Mindful, the best-in-class total experience solution that aims to add kindness to your tech stack. There are two types of people in this world, those who think water has a taste and those who don't. Hot take? Well, coincidentally, there are also two types of repeat callers. Regardless of the cause, repeat calls are bad vibes for contact centers. They muddy hold times and call volumes, they increase telephony costs, and the worst part, repeat callers take their frustration out on unsuspecting agents, leading to increased handle times and demoralized employees. If you've worked in the call center for any amount of time, I don't have to sell you on why repeat callers are so bad. You know it, you can see it. So, what can you do to stem the tide of repeat callers and save your agents? I've got 3 quick wins. The first step is to implement a virtual queue and callback option in your queues. This addresses the first type of repeat calls, long hold times. If you're like me, you've probably done this before. You've called a business, been stuck on hold, hung up, and called again later, hoping that this time your call will go through. And sometimes it works. Depending on what the queue conditions are during that time, you might have success and reach the brand at a time when they have way more staffing. But what's happened in the process? Call volume's been inflated. The contact center is now designed to run smoothly only when it's fully staffed, which is problematic with today's agent turnover rate. And friction and frustration have been added to that customer's journey. But when you offer callers the chance to enter a virtual queue and receive a callback, either from the next available agent or at a later time, you remove that hold time for them altogether. Now, instead of a caller growing more frustrated with the hold time and more likely to hang up and try again, callers can get back to their day. And you can appropriately pace out callbacks based on your agent occupancy, flexing with you as your head count changes. The Connecticut Department of Labor experienced this in a huge way when the COVID-19 pandemic first hit in 2020. Almost overnight, their caseload grew by 500%, and their 80-person team started receiving 26,000 calls per day. Their hold times were better measured by days, not by hours. To stay afloat, they implemented Mindful Callback to handle the massive influx of calls. After just a day of running Mindful, they discovered that 60% of the calls they had been receiving were from repeat callers. Their call volume dropped from 26,000 to 11,000 calls per day, simply by eliminating repeats with a callback solution. Implementing a best-in-class callback solution accomplishes 2 things. It changes callers' perceptions of wait times, which helps reduce customer venting and frustration aimed at your agents. And it tracks the caller's phone number and prevents them from scheduling another callback, ensuring a clean, virtual queue and accurate callback wait times and forecasting. Plus, when given the option between cramming the phone up to their ear for an indefinite amount of time or receiving a callback, 63% of consumers said they'd take the second option and get a callback, which translates into a win-win for both them and for contact centers. The second step to reduce repeat callers is to develop stronger first contact resolution practices. When a customer calls your contact center, they're looking for a quick, accurate answer or solution to their question. If your agents can't deliver and the customer hangs up without a proper resolution, they're going to call again. According to a report by Microsoft, 1/3 of consumers say that resolving their issue in a single interaction is the most critical aspect of good customer service. And improving first contact resolution also benefits your business. A study by SQM found that a 1% increase in FCR translates into a 1% reduction in call center operating costs and an increase in both customer and employee satisfaction scores. Whoa. Okay, here are a few ways you can work to improve your company's contact resolution. First, you want to make sure that your tech stack surfaces customer details to the agent before the call. Your agents should never have to scramble to find out who they're talking to. Use a digital experience tracking platform and a CRM tie-in with agent desktops so they can directly address the caller right off the bat. Better yet, use something like Mindful to set up a click-to-call on your website and collect customer details there so they can offer more detail upfront and not have to rely on third-party systems. Second, you need to improve your IVR call routing. As a general rule, always try to avoid sending callers to a generalized hold queue. Use your IVR menu options to route callers to the right departments or agents that can correctly address their issues the first time. Or, again, use click-to-call to let customers select their IVR intent before the call. Third, train and monitor your agents. Your agents are the front line of your customer service and experience departments. Make sure they're adequately trained and equipped to handle a variety of call types, and use AI-enabled call recording software to capture conversations, good and bad, that can act as training material for future agents. Real-time voice of customer feedback will help here too, so you can get a sense for just how often a customer thinks their issue has been resolved or not. And fourth, and this one's super important, collect and deliver customer context and intent to the agent. While it is helpful in building trust, it's not enough to only know the customer's name and purchase history. Your agents need to know why the customer is called and where they've already been in their support journey. This way, they can offer quick solutions. I wouldn't be doing my job if I totally glossed over how Mindful Handoff excels in this particular area. Mindful fits perfectly between customer experiences and channels to collect customer data and intent so agents can go into the call prepared to help. So, say a customer self-serves through a website chatbot but needs to escalate to a voice channel. Mindful Handoff collects their information and intent through the chatbot, uses AI to provide other relevant self-service options, and can then offer the customer an option to schedule a call with an agent. When the call is connected, all of the customer's previous engagement, their website visit and chatbot interactions, carries over to their phone call with the agent, so they get one seamless experience without having to start the process all over again. And the last step for reducing repeat callers is to build a comprehensive self-service directory. Self-service directories come in a variety of shapes and forms, from website FAQ pages to IVR deflection tools. But no matter what type of directory you use, they need to be built around solving real customer issues, and they need to do so in a way that is easy and accessible for your customers. There are several data points that indicate what your customers really need in a self-service directory. You could look at IVR menu volume, or measure topic designation for cases, or just listen to customers. Ask them what their issues were in their follow-up surveys. Depending on your industry, common hotspots you might need to touch on could include specific information about your products and services, order status and tracking, billing and charge disputes, changes in customer service, or making returns. Once you've identified the topics your callers have the most questions about, set up your self-service directory, whether it's an FAQ page, AI chatbot, or IVR, to highlight those specific issues up front. When you make it easy for your customers to find the answers and help they need, they're significantly less likely to call you, again, reducing call volume, reducing hold times across the board, and saving your customer service agents from dealing with frustrated phone calls. Taking the time to ensure customers are helped quickly and efficiently on their first inbound call will always be the best step to reducing repeat callers. Anything else that lessens the time customers have to wait on hold will also help reduce repeat callers and call abandonment rates. Fortunately, you don't have to figure this all out on your own. If you're facing challenges like the Connecticut Department of Labor was, hit us up. Mindful provides a suite of capabilities that caters directly to customers while also enhancing your operations. And just like the fact that water does have taste, your brand can trade repeat callers for happy customers. This episode has been adapted from the article Secrets to Reducing Repeat Callers in Your Contact Center, which can be found on the Mindful CX resource library at getmindful.com. We publish new Snackable CX episodes every week, so be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. See you next time.